What's happening, guys? I'm back with another build guide in Warframe. This time, I'm going over the multi-purpose melee weapon, the Darksplit Sword. To obtain this weapon, you need to research it from the Tenno lab in your dojo and buy the blueprint. The special features of this melee weapon is that its form changes based on the stance mod you have equipped on it. It can be a dual-bladed sword in each hand or a heavy sword that uses both hands. Each has their own strengths and weaknesses that will have their own explanation later. Anyway, let's talk about the dual swords first. Naturally, the dual swords have the advantage of faster strokes with high speed with a trade-off of dealing less damage overall. Because of this, stances that utilize dual sword styles will be worth investigating. The primary damage type of this is puncture with a secondary stat of radiation. It has an above average critical chance of 25%, while it has a below average status chance of 15%. So this means you can run a mixed build if you want, but it is recommended to use critical chance paired with critical damage. You will get more mileage out of it. The obvious weakness is, like I said before, it doesn't deal as much damage as its heavy blade counterpart, but makes up for it with faster attack speed. Now to the heavy blade part. If you know how heavy blades work, you know they deal greater damage at the cost of attack speed. This means you need to gauge your swings as it can leave you wide open to sustain damage from heavy enemies. The primary damage of this is radiation. The stats are the opposite of the dual blade type, as a below average critical chance of 15%, while its status chance is at 25%. Naturally, you can use status chance for the heavy blade type. Unlike the dual sword, the primary weakness is the attack speed trade-off for more damage. So, both have their uses, but it's best to try both out and see what works for you. If you don't have any heavy blades to choose from and want more damage, you can't go wrong with this if you pick a heavy blade stance style. On the flip side, if you want faster attack speed at the cost of some damage, you can have a dual blade sword hard to pick from. Overall, it's a pretty decent weapon for most enemies if you have trouble finding something to fill out your loadout. Keep in mind that your stance will determine what your weapon class will be. Also, make sure you have the right mods on it, as you don't want to use the wrong build for the wrong class. To compensate for this, have two separate loadouts, one for each stance, and the will just be plain confusing. Again, for dual swords, they have the advantage of having higher crit chance and attack speed. Focus on that with crit damage to match. Just remember you don't have high damage to match. The heavy blade is more focused on raw damage and status chance at the cost of speed. You can slap on attack speed mod to compensate for this if you choose to do so. So if you want a weapon to fill out your loadout, you can't go wrong with this.